Let's move on to the RTI, which is the single biggest legislation to combat corruption, which you said in your speech at the AICC. That was something that you were speaking about. Now, I find it ironical that a party which has 90.38% of its funds from cash between 2008 and 2012, 89.11% of its money in this period comes from unaccounted sources, unnamed sources. Why would you not say charity begins at home, and let's put the Congress party and its funds under the scanner of the RTI?
Well, I mean,
why would you not bring the same freshness of perspective in this case as you brought when you dealt with the issue of the ordinance?
I think political parties should be under RTI if political parties feel, and it's a law that has to be passed in Parliament, if political parties unanimously feel that that is the case, it should be the case.
What will be your view on it?
My position is that the more openness, the better.
Your own view, personal view, is that political parties should be under the RTI?
The issue is this. Laws in this country are passed by Parliament. What one needs to do is pass a law in Parliament that brings RTI into the political party.
Will the Congress...
I have a personal view on it, but you have to take that view through Parliament. I have a view also, for example, on the 6 bills that are sitting in Parliament.
No, I'll come to that, but my question is on the RTI. I want your view on it. Mr. Rahul Gandhi, you are a very influential politician. You have demonstrated some of your actions in the past that what you say and do can influence the decisions in government and in Parliament. So my question to you is very significant. You said that in the AICC, you said, we enacted this revolutionary law to hand you power, knowing fully well that it would place our own government under severe scrutiny. I agree with you. What about placing your own party under scrutiny? So, are you open to that?
I am the first person who has been saying over the last 5 years, talking about transparency in the party. I have made the Youth Congress and the NSUI fully elected bodies. Okay, I have spoken about the 6 bills in Parliament. I have spoken about the Lokpal bill, and I have pushed the Lokpal bill. I was involved in the RTI. We worked together to bring the RTI. So, as far as transparency in the political party is concerned, I am absolutely for transparency.
I appreciate
there
it.
There are questions about the RTI that need to be discussed and thought through. The real question is that our system is based on different pillars, and the question is, which ones of these pillars should have RTI? Because if you only put RTI into one pillar and you don't have RTI in, for example, the judiciary and the press and in other areas, then you might create an imbalance. Am I for opening up? Am I for bringing RTI into as many places as possible? Absolutely. Am I for creating an imbalance and weakening the legislative structures of this country? No, I'm not.
How does placing politicians, how does putting political parties under the purview of the Right to Information Act, how does that actually weaken the legislative process? It brings in transparency.
No, it brings in transparency, but it changes the balance of power.
How?
Because the judiciary does not have RTI, the press does not have RTI, other components of the system do not have RTI.
The press does not rule the country?
No, it doesn't. But the press, okay, the judiciary does not have RTI. So you have to have a complete thinking. So if you want to bring RTI, you want to deepen RTI, you have to think about it in a composite manner. You cannot just say, okay, let's put RTI here, put RTI. You have to have a strategy to put RTI and open the system together. And as far as opening the system is concerned...
But you're willing to let a discussion happen on bringing political parties under the RTI?
Of course I am.
You're not opposed to that?
No, I'm not opposed to any discussion, ever. But
no, on this specific subject?
No, on all subjects. But one has to take care that one is not creating imbalances in the system. And that's something that one has to discuss.
Mr. Gandhi, do I sense that you were almost committing yourself and then pulled back?
No. I've said that I'm happy to have a discussion.
You're happy to have a discussion?
Of course.
On bringing political parties under RTI?
Absolutely.